All right. Well, here goes my second training vlog. We got squats, 305 for sets of 5. Fifth set is an AMRAP. Let's see how this goes. It's been a couple weeks. It's about what I thought. It's felt heavier than I would have liked. Now, I don't know about anyone else, but in high school when I was lifting, squats were my favorite lift. And since I started lifting again, squats are the hardest. They suck. And it is so hard for me to get gains, see any progress with squats. Oh. You may notice that I'm working out in the dark to start out. Last time I had some daylight left before I ended up working out in the dark, but life happens and you get in your work when you can, and hopefully it's enough. It doesn't feel as cold today as it did last week though. My last video, that felt really cold. But I'm wearing sweats today. Partially because I don't want to be doing squats when I'm feeling like I'm gonna start shivering. It's hard to do stuff like that. It's hard to bear weight on your back when you got shakes. But okay. Second set. It's hard to catch my breath right now. But this is what I need. I need something to keep me moving and not end up doing 10-minute rests in between sets, because that's so easy to do when you're dreading the next set. We'll say I'm grateful for having a porch light. You know, in fact, I have something that might help. Oh. That's not working. It's a solar powered floodlight that I have, but it's been covered up, I guess. One of my kids must have moved some stuff around, but it's all right. I'll set it out for tomorrow and hopefully it'll charge up and help with being able to actually show you what's going on, not have all these deep shadows. I noticed on my last video too that it's really hard to hear what I'm saying, so I'm going to start keeping my eye out for a reasonably priced microphone. If you're having trouble catching your breath and you're noticing that it's staying short for longer than you think it should be, try just sitting down and taking some deliberate breaths. I learned that about 20 years ago, and yeah, it's been very helpful. All right, third set. All right, I'm doing a little better than I thought I would be by now, based off of my first set. And feel like I'm improving on my depth too. I've had a long time where my depth was pretty high based on hip and ankle mobility. And what can I say? Just get more reps in. Practice. Be intentional too. Be intentional with your movement. Also, with long femurs that I have, heavier weight helps with that too, because it's really easy to overbalance if you don't have the weight to kind of to keep you centered over your foot. So really, in my warm-up sets, I don't think I get quite to depth. But then once I get into working weight, then I'm able to start really pushing toward the bottom of that position. Man, I miss the stars. I don't know how many of you have lived out in the country and then moved close to a big city, but the stars are gone. There's a handful of them when the sky's clear, but you don't get nearly as many as you do out in the country. And let's just say I look forward to eventually being able to move out to the country again. Just work. You got to go where the work is, and right now the work is by the city. And affordable housing's hard to find too. Yep. Long-time goals. Remember, the heavy weight isn't the only thing that you're pushing for. You're pushing for a future. For me, this is helping me be able to stay mobile and active longer. Before I started lifting again, I was already starting to feel major back pain. I was working pizza. I was doing Domino's, spending anywhere from 8 to 14-hour shifts, just bent over, a make line, putting toppings on the pizza, stretching it, and everything's made for someone a foot shorter than me. So that kind of put a strain, and I wasn't very active other than work for quite a while, and just everything was getting weaker. And along with that weakness, things just hurt. You don't have the support you need. But I'm blabbering again. I need to get this next set. Oh. That one hurt again. It's just, all it is discomfort from the strain, though. I'm not actually hurt. All right, next that's an AMRAP. Oh. 8. 8. Oh. I would say that feels good, but that'd be a lie. I am pleased, though. I may have had one more in me, but it's really hard to push myself to that limit, like the absolute limit, when I don't have someone to spot and to help me out or find help if there's an actual problem, if I have an accident. So it's a fine line. It's really tricky, and I admire and applaud the lifters that working out by themselves can push themselves to that limit on things like squats. Honestly, it's a little easier for me to push to that limit on bench press because I have my spotter arms on that squat rack dialed in so that if something does happen and I have to put the weight down, that I can just roll it up off of my chest and over my neck, and I can squeeze out from under the bar, and there's no problem. So, but that's tomorrow. Bench is tomorrow. I still have the rest of this workout to figure out and work my way through. Next is Romanian deadlifts. And like last time, I'm just going to film one set of each of the accessories and just push through the rest of that as quick as I can, so that I don't bore you with all the details of the accessory lifts. So anyway, main movement done. Glad to have that done for one more week. And seeing as I'm doing the Bold Mastiff program by Alexander Bromley, next week I believe is going to be adding 3% to that and trying again. Christmas break made going back to work hard.